I'd like to call the January 12th, 2026 Board of Commissioners business meeting to order. Chief Duffy, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Chief, I'll turn it over to you.
Oh, that was quick. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming out here tonight. Our mission is to perform police services in a highly professional and ethical manner in partnership with the community that we serve and to whom we are accountable. Our core values are dedication, integrity, fairness, and courage, with integrity being our cornerstone core value. And our motto is community first. Tonight, we're here to celebrate and recognize some officers and other first responders for work that they did last year. It's an honor to do this. Thank you for giving us the time tonight to do this. We try to get this done early on in the year and then see what this upcoming year brings us in terms of all the good work we're hoping for and expecting. So, to start with, two officers here, if I can call Detective Gill and Officer Whistler. All right. This first commendation is for their proficiency and their expertise as range instructors and for going above and beyond in that capacity. This is an official commendation. Whereas Officer Brant Whistler and Detective Jonathan Gill have been range instructors in armor since 2016. In addition to 4 department-wide trainings each year, they spend additional time training each new hire on our firearms and tactics as part of the field training program. Officer Whistler and Detective Gill have created training programs and exercises that go far beyond simple target shooting. They consistently train officers on different skills, team and group shooting, movement, cover, multiple targets, and other tactics that cause officers to practice and think about different scenarios and decision-based responses. Even though this is the highest level response to resistance training, they have incorporated de-escalation options into the drills. Whereas Officer Whistler and Detective Gill tally scores to identify the officer who received the annual Top Gun Award, Officer Whistler and Detective Gill exclude themselves from eligibility for that award. If they didn't, they would each be on the top performers each year. Officer Whistler and Detective Gill practice what they teach and regularly maintain excellence in their personal firearms skills. Therefore, Officer Brant Whistler and Detective Jonathan Gill are formally recognized and commended for their dedication to officer safety, creativity and training, and commitment to excellence in their own skills and those of their colleagues. Next commendation is one we give out every year for the officer who makes the most DUI arrests. This is our 75-year anniversary, so on our social media throughout the year, we're posting up historical information, pictures, equipment, and other things to give people some understanding of what Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department's been doing for the last 75 years. And coincidentally today, our first arrest in the department, case number 1, is posted up there, and it was a DUI. First arrest made in a police department. It was a one-vehicle crash in front of the police station, so probably a good response time. The Officer Wayne Koffel determined that the driver was intoxicated and took him to a doctor in North Wales where the doctor said he's intoxicated. So that's how it was done back then. This is the third year in a row for this officer to receive this award. I'd like to call up Officer Fahem. Officer Fahem is one of two full-time dedicated traffic safety officers in our newly formed traffic safety unit last year. He is very proactive, not just with traffic enforcement, but anything else. He's digging further in each stop for weapons, drugs, wanted persons, and of course DUIs. He got the first DUI arrest of the year, and his most recent arrest was at 12:24 p.m. today for DUI. So with that, I'll read off their commendation. Whereas the Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department has been consistent in DUI enforcement efforts throughout our community. Officers use their training in both marked and semi-marked cars to conduct regular patrols as part of an ongoing effort to identify and apprehend drunk drivers. Whereas numerous DUI arrests were made this past year, while all officers of the department were proactive in making these and other arrests, Officer Abnor Fahem made the most DUI arrests during this period. Officer Fahem's efforts in DUI enforcement have undoubtedly saved numerous lives. Therefore, Officer Abnor Fahem is formally recognized and commended for his dedication to public safety and support of the mission of the Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department. As mentioned in the previous commendation, we tally scores for marksmanship throughout the year, and as was also mentioned in that commendation, it's not just for simple target shooting or trying to get the highest score. It involves time drills, tactics, movement. It's pretty difficult, and the top gun this year, Sergeant Harrison Culture.
I think that's going down next year. He's already told me.
I don't know if the sergeant called Bucksmont Awards first. That is the largest Top Gun trophy we've ever given out. Okay, the next recognition is a community service medal. I'd like to thank Chief Wheeler, Bryson Schroeder, Deputy Chief Duzer for coming out from VMSC, our partners in public safety. This is the second time in the department history that we're giving a medal out to someone who's not from the police department. Two, actually. Last time was when Sergeant Ray Royds was almost killed on an incident, and we gave the district attorneys who did an amazing job in that prosecution meritorious service medals. But this is the only second time we've done this for a community service medal. So if I could please call up Fire Marshal McCann. Was he able to make it? I don't think he was. Connor? No. Okay, we'll get him later. Assistant Chief John Detweiler, VMSC, and Officer Brant Whistler. So this is I'm very excited to give this one out in particular. It shows a great collaboration, initiative, partnership, all the things that sound really good, but when they come together and something actually happens, it's really worth noting. So, whereas in the last several years, it has become common to see automatic external defibrillators in workplaces, schools, and many public buildings. These are designed for anyone to use when faced with a cardiac emergency, not just first responders. Unfortunately, based on incidents of violence, including those that involve multiple victims, there is a need to provide the public with the tools to help people when they become seriously injured. Upper Gwynedd Township Fire Marshal Connor McCann, VMSC EMS Assistant Chief and Paramedic John Detweiler, and Officer Brant Whistler recognized that need and took proactive steps to address it. Whereas in May of 2025, they announced the Stop the Bleed Public Safety Initiative with credit to the American College of Surgeons who originally developed the program. The project involves having trauma kits placed in public areas, as well as training for first responders and the public. Properly used, the kit can address blood loss within 3 to 5 minutes which is typically prior to emergency medical treatment by first responders. The program was started in Upper Gwynedd Township municipal buildings, has been implemented in a school in the township, and is being shared and developed with more schools and businesses. Therefore, Fire Marshal Connor McCann, Assistant Chief John Detweiler, and Officer Brant Whistler are awarded the Community Service Medal, proactively addressing a public safety need and sharing that information with the community to save lives in serious emergency incidents. And before I finish, Chief Wheeler, you have anything to add? Put you on the spot. Thanks, sir. All right. Congratulations. My pleasure now to turn this over to Deputy Chief Ted Coyola.
So I'll be presenting the last award that we're giving out tonight. And this award is the Officer of the Year Award. This is voted on by the officers in the department. The chief and I have no say in the matter. This individual officer was nominated for community relations, moral and peer support, training, report, case prep, and overall professionalism. Let me go back to the report and case prep. This officer, who's been with us for under 5 years, was assigned the fatal accident that we had on Allentown Road with the bicyclist. He spent many hours, did incredible work, and I'm very proud to honor Andrew Profit as the Officer of the Year.
Thank you for your time again, and I now will turn it over to Vice President Commissioner Hall and Public Safety Liaison. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Congratulations, everyone. That's always such a great part of the beginning of the year is that we now have these awards publicly, and it's so fun. I so look forward to these because I don't know who won, so I can't wait to hear. So congratulations to everybody. Now we have a really exciting swearing in. We have a new police officer. And before I turn it over to our district judge, Judge Leonard, who's going to swear him in, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Jackson Coulter. Jackson graduated from North Penn High School in 2019. After high school, he attended Montgomery County Community College, where he furthered his education in criminal justice courses. Jackson enlisted in the United States Army and has served as an infantryman since December of 2021. He was promoted to sergeant and ended his tour of duty in July of 2025. He was hired as a cadet by Upper Gwynedd Township in June of 2025 and attended the Allentown Police Academy, graduating on December 12th of 2025. And tonight we welcome him officially to our force in Upper Gwynedd Township. Judge Leonard.
right, can everybody hear me? All right, I'm going to do it without that. Pardon? Can you all hear me in the back? All right. All right. So I just want to say this is quite an honor for me as well, because I've sworn in many of the Upper Gwynedd Police Department already. I think I swore you in when you became sergeant, when I swore you in.
Yes.
But, and now to your son is quite an honor for me. Pardon? It's an honor for you too.
Cousin.
All right, are you ready? Okay, if you'd raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I, Jackson Coulter,
I, Jackson Culture,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey,
obey,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the ordinances of Upper Gwynedd Township
and the ordinances of Upper Gwynedd Township
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic.
foreign and domestic.
I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and enforce the law
and enforce the law
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race or color,
to a person's race or color,
gender or religion,
gender or religion,
sexual orientation or age,
sexual orientation or age,
nationality,
nationality,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability.
handicap, or disability.
I, Jackson Coulter,
I, Jackson Culture,
do further solemnly swear
further solemnly swear
that I take this obligation
that I take this obligation
freely,
freely,
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of probationary police officer
of probationary police officer
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
No pressure. That's okay. As long as it's on. It's better than most. Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Do you want to do pictures? We can move out of the way, and you guys, do you want to take a couple pictures up here before? Because I know everybody, I mean, unless you all want to sit for the whole meeting. Did you guys want to stay for the whole meeting? No, I didn't think so. So why don't you come up and do some pictures quick, and we can move, so we won't be in your.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll put on comments. That's fine.
Yep. All right, Chief.
Okay. We're still good? Okay. All right. Deanna, would you please do the roll call?
Rebecca Moody, President.
Here?
Denise Hall, Vice President.
Here.
Catherine Carter, Commissioner.
Here.
Liz McNaney, Commissioner.
Here.
Gregory Mull, Commissioner.
Here.
Sandra Zadell, Township Manager.
Here.
Megan Hurst, Assistant Township Manager. Lauren Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Here.
Nicholas Cross, Township Engineer.
Here.
Brian Shapiro, Finance Director. David Duffy, Chief of Police.
Thank you. And moving on to number,
We forgot Dave.
whoops.
Dave Conroy is also here. Poor Dave. Sorry.
I almost forgot roll call altogether, so it's fine. Okay, moving on to item number 4, the proclamation for commending Planning Commission Chairman John Lancaster. Whereas John Lancaster has faithfully and selflessly served at the residents of Upper Gwynedd Township as a member of the Planning Commission for an extraordinary 38 years, and whereas throughout his tenure on the Planning Commission, John Lancaster devoted countless hours to the thoughtful review of subdivision, land development proposals, ordinances, long-range planning initiatives that have shaped the growth, character, and quality of life within Upper Gwynedd Township, and whereas John Lancaster consistently demonstrated professionalism, integrity, and a deep commitment to sound planning principles, ensuring that development within the township balanced community needs, environmental stewardship, and responsible growth. And whereas his institutional knowledge, steady leadership, and willingness to mentor fellow members have been invaluable assets to the Planning Commission and the Board of Commissioners. And whereas John Lancaster's nearly 4 decades of volunteer service represent an exceptional commitment to public service and exemplify the spirit of civic engagement that strengthens local government and the Upper Gwynedd community as a whole. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Board of Commissioners of Upper Gwynedd Township hereby extend its sincere gratitude and appreciation to John Lancaster for his 38 years of dedicated service to the Upper Gwynedd Township Planning Commission, and be it further proclaimed that the Board of Commissioners congratulates John Lancaster on his well-earned retirement from the Planning Commission and offer best wishes for continued health, happiness, and success in all future endeavors. Proclaim this 12th day of January 2026. And I know John isn't here, but all the same. I do. I'd like to make a motion approving this proclamation. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any comments?
I just wanted to say that John Lancaster he was like an institution here when it came to the Planning Commission. He has been very dedicated to it for a very long time. He has given so much of himself to it. He has taken it very seriously, definitely prioritized it in his life. And we can't thank him enough for all that he gave to our community through that organization. It's sad that he will no longer be part of it. And it's unfortunate that he's not here tonight because we would have all loved to give him a hug and thank him in person. So I just wanted to say thank you, John, if you're listening.
Thank you. Any other board comments? Public comments?
You want to make sure everyone at home can hear you. And it's on cheap height, so you can pull it down.
I'm not usually at this desk. But as a member of the Planning Commission for quite a few of the years, but not nearly as many as John, his dedication to the Planning Commission and to this township is and was extraordinary. And I certainly thank him for his service.
Thank you.
Greg Landis on behalf of Merck. I wanted to say I was able to present 27 buildings before John. I've worked with him through most of his 38 years on the Planning Commission, and I can't think of a better guy to work with, integrity, honesty, and he would call him like he sees them too, which sometimes you need to do. But what a real blessing for me to work with him.
Thank you. Okay, so motion is second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. And then skipping 5 and 6, since we've taken care of those this evening, we'll go to number 7, the Birdtown, Pennsylvania presentation.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Heidi Shiver from Birdtown, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on being a new Birdtown. I'm going to just take a few moments to tell you a little bit about the program. Next slide. So I'd like to start with the mission. Birdtown, Pennsylvania works in partnership with local municipalities like yourselves and like-minded organizations to promote community-based conservation actions to create a healthier, more sustainable environment for birds, wildlife, and people. Next. We've been actively engaged with municipalities in the state for over 14 years, and we're now across 16 counties. We're under the umbrella of PA Audubon Council, and we're partnering with a number of conservation groups, including We Conserve PA, which runs the environmental advisory councils in the state, Audubon chapters, and the Bird City Network. We're expanding program. We're up to actually 97 bird towns. Tomorrow will be 98, actually, so really growing quickly. We're almost up to 100. We also include 3 cities, Harrisburg, Easton, and Williamsport. Next. So a little bit about Bird City Network that includes over 275 communities across 13 states and 4 countries. It's supported by the American Bird Conservancy and the Environment for the Americas. It unites and connects independent bird cities and bird towns across the hemisphere, working directly with local communities like we're doing to envision and complete bird-friendly actions. I'm really proud to say that Birdtown, Pennsylvania is the largest program now in the network. Next. A little bit about PA Audubon Council. So there are 20 Audubon chapters across the state. The purpose of the PA Audubon Council is to serve the chapters and advocate for conservation and preservation for birds. It also is a chance to share resources and collaborate on conservation issues. We're under their umbrella. They are 501c3, and we're working with their network to establish bird towns across Pennsylvania. Next. So a little bit about your local bird town, local Audubon chapter that is really an amazing chapter. So they were founded all the way back in 1914. They're formerly the Wyncote Audubon Society. They serve over 2,000 national Audubon members, both here in Montgomery County and Philadelphia counties across 75 municipalities. They hold monthly meetings on the second Tuesday from September through May, which are open to the public. Next. They engage in a lot of different things, anywhere from in community science programs to advance the understanding of bird behavior. They serve on the Bird Safe Communities Coalition. They're very active in addressing bird window collision. They also organize field trips and bird walks. They offer monthly programming, and they also donate to local libraries birding backpacks that can be borrowed by members of the community. Next. So why do we focus on birds for this program? So birds are very important for pest control. They actually anywhere from 400 to 500 million tons of insects a year. They're also really important for seed dispersal. So blue jays actually can bury 5 acorns at once, just at the right place where they germinate. And they're really very important for generating forest. They're also very important for pollination, scavenging carcasses, very important for nutrient cycling, and also biodiversity support. Next. Also, they bring us a lot of joy and beauty. So I always think of the little red knot. The red knot's about the size of a robin. It travels 20,000 miles a year, all the way from the Arctic Circle all the way down to the bottom of South America. One tiny little bird. That's just incredible to me, right? They're also everywhere, and we're watching them. There's over 100 million bird watchers in the U.S. now, and they're spending $108 billion a year on bird watching. Birds are really important to let us know that the environment is healthy. Birds are sensitive to toxins and pollutants, and they can serve as an early warning sign that something is wrong in the environment. And there is a problem. Their populations are really declining, anywhere from 30 to 77% since 1970, and the numbers are still falling. You know, if we think of our robins are really a prolific bird. Their populations are dropping now too. Next. There was a new report that came out in 2025 called the State of the Birds Report. This is also showing that 1/3 of U.S. bird species are a high or moderate conservation concern, including 112 tipping point species that have lost more than 50% of their population. So you know the little red knot that I just mentioned? Its population is down over 90%. So they're really struggling, and so that's why it's important for this program. So next. So why are these bird populations declining? These are a number of reasons. Loss of habitat. 40 million acres of lawns are in the U.S. We have 2 million here in Pennsylvania. Lawns don't provide any services or eco-services for birds. There's no place for them to hide. There's no place for them to get water or food. So lawns are not really that helpful for birds. Cats. Cats are a huge problem. 2.4 billion birds a year are killed by cats. Window collisions. They really can't understand glass and lighting. A lot of times we leave our lights on at night. That draws the birds down as they're migrating across in the evening. They lift up usually around 9 o'clock in the evening and then fly all night. But they see lights on, they'll be drawn down to those lights, and then they'll be hunkering down. And in the morning, they'll wake up, but they'll be in an unsafe space surrounded by windows or homes, buildings and cities. So that's a big problem for them. Pesticides, climate change, invasive species, and plastics are also, unfortunately, problems for birds. Next. So we work to address these issues through engagement, education, encouragement, support, inspiration, and promoting awareness. Next. This is a list of different things that a municipality can choose to do. They can install demonstration native plant gardens and explain why native plants are so critical for bird populations. They can develop proclamations, resolutions, and ordinances to address invasives, native plants, pesticides, and so on. They can support and run citizen science programs like the Christmas Bird Count or the Great Backyard Bird Count that's coming up in February. They can work with schools to engage and educate about these issues as well, and many more. Next. We provide for your municipality a statewide structured program with congruous goals, concrete resources and achievable actions, a framework for community networking with other bird towns and conservation programs, free training and workshops for your bird town leaders, and more opportunities and success in obtaining funding. So I'm really super excited to share with you tonight that I just heard from DCNR that we got our grant that we applied for the C2P2 grant. So we're getting close to $30,000 for the program. So super excited about that. So with that money, we're going to be offering $31,000 mini grants. So we're going to be launching that hopefully like in March. And I just found out tonight, so we got to put a whole program together. But you guys are the first to know this, so be thinking about how you could spend $1,000 here in your township. Okay, next slide. We have a really beautiful website. It includes a rich array of resources, the list of our conservation programs and bird town programs. And then we have a special page that has contact list and program information. All our workshops and meeting recordings and supplementary materials are there. And then we have an extensive library for proclamations, resolutions, and ordinances. And I'm going to be meeting with Megan and the team on Wednesday night to go through that packet. Next. We do a lot of touch points with the leaders too. We have over 300 leaders now. We have a Bird Town flyer that comes out every other month. This gives a chance to let everyone know what's going on with the program. We also have Bird Beat. This is a fun quarterly community newsletter that's really meant to inspire and inform residents about actions that they can take and provide seasonal tips. And then finally, we have the Bird Town Forum. This is a private Facebook page. We have over 280 members now. This is where our Bird Town leaders can share upcoming events and inspirational material. Next slide. So we're in the process this year of integrating more closely with the Bird City Network, like I had mentioned earlier. It's a way, they have a much more public-facing website. So each bird town will have a special page. And then when it comes time to do the annual report, all their actions will be forward-facing and public-facing. So in order to align with them, we were doing a little bit of tweaking of our program. So these are our current strategies on the left. We're going to be aligning with Bird City Network with the new strategies, including creating and protecting habitat, addressing threats to birds. These are two threads that are already working or running through our strategy area, so it's not that big of a change. And then educating and engaging people and promoting sustainability. So instead of focusing on where the work is being done, we're really going to be focusing on the work to be done. Next. Our certification levels are also going to be changing a little bit. So you're right now at green. So you have a whole year to move up to the bronze, silver, and gold. Again, I'll be working with Megan and the team to go through all this. But this is a draft of the different certification levels. So it'll be changing from bronze to silver and gold, from completing 5 actions, 10 actions, and 15 actions. And the one that's under gold right now, that's going to be changing. That's tweaking a little bit. We're also encouraging folks to register for the Bird Habitat Recognition Program. This is a really great tool to engage with homeowners about what they can be doing in their yards. It's a great assessment tool. They can see what they're doing. Maybe they're doing a great job. They can say, wait, woo, I'm doing great. Or they can get some suggestions and ideas of how they can do better. They get a really lovely sign that looks very similar to our sign. Okay, next. This is the new strategies, goals, and activities worksheet. This is to provide inspiration and guidance for planning for your Birdtown committee. It's numbered and color-coded for easy tracking. Next. And this is your welcome packet, which again, I'll be talking to the committee about on Wednesday. You'll be including this presentation tonight, and also presentation, a sign, and a certificate, and then access to all this information and resources that we provide for your bird town. Next slide. So congratulations, Upper Gwynedd Township, for being a new bird town. So I'm going to pull all of you guys up in a minute to do a photo op, but do you have any questions for me before we do that? Any questions about the program?
I have a question.
Sure.
How many municipalities have achieved the gold status?
Oh, gosh. So last year we had quite a few. I don't have that number off the top of my
Very
head.
impressive, with 15 activities or whatever it was.
Well, that's this year. Actually, right now we have a point system.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, so I'd say probably about half, actually. It was really pretty high last year. People were doing amazing things, just really impressive activities. People were very passionate about their program, very excited about what they're doing, and I'm sure you guys will be a gold in no time, if it makes sense.
I'm sure we will as well. Thank you.
Sure, good question. I can get that number for you later. Sure. Anything else? Any questions from the community? Okay. Okay, well, if you all can come up, I can present the science. We can get a photo, please. And John, if you could please come up too, a huge thank you to the EAC and for him being here and for your committee. Where would you guys like to stand?
Wherever you guys want us.
In front of the sign. Yeah.
John, we're making Megan be in the picture. Yes. She would prefer to take it, but we're not. Yes, Megan. Megan is all the work. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, chickadee. Say chickadee. Yeah. Congratulations, everybody. I'm very excited about it. Yeah.
I felt like I was back at one of my principal meetings.
Thanks again for the presentation. And thank you. Oh, John, you're still here. Good. Thank you to the EAC. I saw Dennis leave. Thank you to the EAC for putting all this together, and Megan as well for working so hard. Yes, for working so hard to help us become a bird town. 95th bird town? Thank you.
Good night.
Okay, number 8. Ms. Gallagher, have there been any executive sessions?
Yes, the board met in executive session earlier this evening to discuss matters of personnel and litigation.
Thank you. Number 9, public comment. We didn't have anyone sign up, but is there anyone here that'd like to make a public comment that didn't get a chance to sign up? All right, moving to department reports. Dave, you're up.
Good evening, everyone. Regarding planning and zoning, we have one outstanding land development that needs to be reviewed, and you'll probably be reviewing it in about 10 minutes with the Merck parking garage proposal. I'll leave it up to the applicant to discuss that project with everyone tonight. And then we have 2 zoning hearing board applications this month. One is for 515 West Prospect Ave. They're just looking for a lot width variance, as well as some side yard setback variances. Usually they go hand in hand, to put a single family home on the property. The other zoning hearing board application this month is for 868 Sumneytown Pike, where the vacant Liberty gas station is right now. I guess a new tenant, the 76 gas station, is looking to go in there. With that, they would need rebranding of all the signage on the property. So Liberty came in, I want to say roughly 4 or 5 years ago for a sign package. In that decision order, it stated any modification to what was approved that night would need to come back for approval from the zoning hearing board. So that's why they're here this month. So, but that's really all I have for the month of January. Any questions? No. And I am present for the record.
Thank you. Nick?
So before I give a little public service announcement, I wanted to give an update on the Sumneytown Pike Bridge project because it's been a little while. So that project, the design is pretty much wrapped up at this point. It's ready to go out to bid, but we are waiting on some agency approvals through the DEP and some easement and right-of-way coordination that is, in the process of being reviewed at the moment. We're going to continue to push these agencies to try to get these things wrapped up, but once we receive everything that we're looking for there, we'll be ready to go out to bid. For my update, I respect the Public Works Department too much to say the S word, so when dealing with ice and the white stuff that falls from the sky, it's important to make sure that if, I know rock salt is the most cost-effective method for trying to de-ice your driveways and your sidewalks. It can have detrimental effects on your concrete and sidewalk when it, during the freeze-thaw cycle, especially new concrete when new asphalt, if you're laying it down. Calcium-based deicers like calcium magnesium acetate, calcium chloride, or magnesium chloride can be found at your local hardware stores. And while they're a little bit more expensive, they're much more effective and they're much safer for your concrete and asphalt, and also for plants and animals when they're laid down. As always, regardless of whatever option you choose, it's important to use it sparingly. I know a lot of people like to just dump it out as much as possible, thinking that it might freeze the ice faster or be more effective. But typically, the rule of thumb is that 1 handful per sidewalk block is all you really need to be able to de-ice your driveways and sidewalks. So that's one way to kind of save a little bit of money and don't just dump an entire bag on your driveway. And then, as always, it is recommended that when the white stuff falls from the sky to shovel early before it starts to freeze. It makes it a lot harder for it to come up when you use your rock salt or calcium-based de-icers. So if anybody has any questions on that, I'd be happy to answer them. But Other than that, that's my report.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Moving on to item number 12. I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent items A through O. Can I have a second?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, will you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes. And I will now turn it over to Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, President Moody. So we are approving a new truck for our fire marshal department. It's very important that we have a pickup truck that has a separate cab for our fire marshals to sit in because they need to be separated from their equipment because all of their equipment are carcinogenic because it's all been exposed to fire. So this is, and it will also be good to have a bigger pickup truck to be able to carry all of their equipment. So this is a really great, this is a great purchase for their department, which has been part of the budget. And then we are going to be able to repurpose and reuse the current fire marshal truck will be going to the deputy fire marshal, and then the deputy fire marshal's smaller vehicle, not a pickup truck, but a smaller vehicle will be going to our public works department. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2026 Ford F-250 truck for the fire marshal from New Holland Auto Group in the amount of $64,971.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Anything else with public safety? Commissioner Hall?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, moving to zoning, planning, and code enforcement with Commissioner Carter.
Rebecca, should he do the?
Yes, we have a presentation. Yeah.
Okay, you can do the presentation first and then I'll do the motion afterwards. You can get started.
Hello again. Greg Landis on behalf of Merck. With me tonight is Bob McGockern from Merck Operations. We're here tonight to introduce to you for your consideration of approval the Building 10B parking garage. Next slide. This is the shot of the West Point site, south looking north to the top. The garage is going to be sitting in the northwest corner up in the top, Sumneytown Pike to the north, South Broad Street to the west, kind of sitting right behind the bank, to give you a reference. Next slide. This is a zoom in on where the building is. The garage sits just to the north of our existing garage 10. The difference of the two is that the original garage 10 is 6 stories and it holds 1,500 cars. The new one is only 4 stories and will hold 500 cars. So it's a whole scale different than the one we have. Both the garage 10 and building 39 are 65-foot tall buildings. This guy's about 30 feet. So it tucks into what was an existing parking today. And I'll show you a couple of renderings that'll show you what it looks like. Some facts on the garage. It will add about 192,000 square feet on a footprint of 48,000. Total net of 628 additional parking spaces, 560 in the garage and then 68 on the surface. I mentioned the building height at 33 feet. Building sits about 300 feet from Sumneytown Pike and 700 feet from South Broad Street. So it's in the site a little bit and it's behind a number of other things. It's vehicles only, no restrooms, occupants, and it's very similar to our other 3 garages on the property. Landscaping, you'll be happy to know that Birdtown's going to get 201 new trees for the birds to land in. And they are all 100% native PA trees. So we worked with the AC to make sure we included that. 4 rain gardens surround the garage, 2 on either side that feed into the main basin out there. So we've well-controlled stormwater. Internal lighting will be focused downward to make sure we're not spilling out any more light than we need to. We have applied for an NPDES permit, which we've already received some comments back, so we're working to get that resolved. Once that's done, then we can proceed with the next steps of getting plans recorded and be able to get started sometime this spring. And we've received comments and addressed everything satisfactorily for the 8 township departments. RBE gave us a letter of approval that everything is done, and traffic has been addressed as well. The one nice thing where the garage sits, we have plenty of queuing inside the plant from both access roads from South Broad Street and from Town Pike to make sure that we're not blocking traffic anywhere. We also have the additional entrance only from Town Pike that kind of lines up for people coming into the garage, so we get them off the roads as fast as possible. This is a rendering of what the garage will look like. We have entrances to the north and to the west. There's 2 ways in, 2 ways out, similar to all of our other garages. And it lays in next to the taller buildings. The perspectives don't show quite the difference. It doesn't look like it's twice as tall around it. Ooh, sorry, it actually is. But that's what the garage will look like when it goes in. Next slide is, this is a perspective from the front of the site looking in. So 39 building is behind that tree to the left, and then the existing garage is in the background. We go to the next slide, that's the garage dropped into the picture, that little brown that you see sticking up there. And then the last slide will be when we add all the trees, you can see all the trees curving in the road and in the front. It really does take away the view of seeing anything in the site compared to what you would see today. Okay, next drawing is this is a record plan. We'll have all the signatures prepared. We have the waivers listed on here, which will be as follows. Also on the record plan, I have added the parking counts per Mr. Conroy's request. So every time we bring a record plan in, we'll update parking. We're sitting at about 8,100 parking spaces around the site. So we have more spaces than we have employees right now, which is a good thing. So I'm not worried about having enough parking. It's kind of where everything is in alignment where people work. So the waiver requests are pretty standard for us of what we usually ask for, and you've been gracious enough to grant. Combining preliminary and final tonight, which is why we're here. To not provide utility and man-made features within 100 feet of the property line, to not provide performance or maintenance guarantees, to allow final plan approval without performance and maintenance guarantees, to allow 12 and 15-inch stormwater conveyance pipes and less than a minimum of 0.5% grade, to not sign and record operation and maintenance agreements with the township, to not record operation and maintenance agreements with the county, and 1 partial waiver for 2 ADA parking spaces. There's a ring road that goes between the garage and building 39 with a circle in the front. We keep 2 spots there for those who need to access quickly into the building. So we've asked for that waiver as well. So that is my presentation. I have a number of backup slides if there are questions, but if I can answer any, I'd be happy to.
Greg, I'll throw one out for you. So you said that you didn't need any additional parking spots in Merck generally, but rather you want to concentrate them on where people are actually working. If you guys determined that you needed more spots, around the area that you're building the new garage, do you have the ability to go vertical further if you wanted to create if you needed 750 spots versus 560?
Well, no, once the garages are sized, you can't go back and build onto them unless, of course, you wanted to set it up for that later, which we've never done. Also, to do that, you have to completely empty it in order to add on top of it. It's very difficult and expensive to do that. So what we've tried to do is size parking here for what we see the future coming. And it will give us the additional parking along the west side. Right now it's going up. In a while it may come down. And that way it stays in balance for where we're going to go.
No, he answered them during the presentation.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 04-2026, preliminary final land development approval for Merck Building 102, parking garage at 770 Summytown Pike.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any other board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
One question. It should be building B10B, not B102. It's correct on the resolution. It's just not correct on the agenda.
Thank you.
E10,
B.
I have to read it again. I have to read it again.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 15, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 02-2026, the fee schedule for 2026.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Number 16, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 03-2026 saldo fee schedule for 2026.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Can I make a comment under Parks and Rec? I'd like to make a comment under Parks and Rec. Just a quick comment under Parks and Rec. Sarah and her staff did a birthday party, 200, to start off the 2026. Was it the try? Okay. The 250th birthday celebration for, and they had a birthday party on Friday at the community center, and I attended, and it was very cute. They had a lot of activities for the kids, coloring, making bracelets. I made a bracelet with red, white, and blue stars. They had hot dogs, they had cookies, and they had a birthday cake. The highlight was Betsy Ross was there, and she did a whole program about her husbands and how she became famous and meeting General Washington. She put on a little skit. Officer Whistler was very good during the skit. The kids, they dressed up in time period garments. So it was really nice. They did an excellent job. So just congratulations and thank you for a wonderful kickoff.
Thank you. And also, I believe they will be doing 250th themed events monthly, at least, for the rest of the year. So keep an eye out for those.
And they also have a calendar of events that are being held in Philadelphia. They gave out a schedule Friday at the activity, but she said they're going to be posting it too. So I know there's one coming up the end of the month, and I think there's 2 in February that are in Philadelphia.
Thank you. Moving to Public Works, Commissioner Mull.
Thank you, President Moody. Agenda item number 17, I'm making a motion to authorize the advertisement of the 2026 road programs. In the agenda, you'll see various roads that'll be paved. Others will be improved by adding ADA ramps. And this project is budgeted for in our 2026 budget. So, making a motion.
Thank you. I have a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Agenda item 18, I'm making a motion to approve change order number 3 for the West Prospect Drainage Improvement Project for additional paving work and adjusted quantities.
Thank you. I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Okay, moving to number 19 in wastewater. I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement authorizing the township manager to execute a professional services agreement with Barton and LaJudas for a wastewater collection system rate study in an amount not to exceed $30,000 and to issue a notice to proceed. May I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 20. Before we go ahead to make a motion, I'd like to pass this to Manager Zadell so that we can just talk through what this is.
Thank you, President Moody. Before the board for consideration tonight is a consent agreement with the U.S. EPA. I want to be clear that this is about administrative allegations and no environmental impact has occurred in our township. The requirements are administrative in nature. We failed to submit a reevaluation of our industrial pretreatment local limits by the 2024 deadline, and the township did not submit a required list of pollutants and associated sampling by plan by December of 2023. These were due to our township consulting engineer having a change of staffing, and it got lost in the shuffle. UGT personnel did complete all the requiring sampling in the plan. All testing was done and submitted to EPA, and that's why I'm saying it was not an actual environmental impact, but just a paperwork impact. And under the provisions of the settlement agreement, the township neither admits nor denies the allegations, but agrees to resolve the matter by paying a civil penalty of $16,000, which will be reimbursed to us from our consulting engineer, Gilmore and Associates. So that's about it. There is a 40-day public notice and comment period after the board votes, and then it becomes final.
So does this in effect, if approved, close the issue? Is there anything else open related to this?
That's more of a question for our solicitor, which I will toss it her way.
Sure. Excuse me. As Sandra said, there is a 40-day public comment and notice period, but the issue that the underlying issue has since been corrected, and we've set up additional safeguards to make sure it does not happen, it does not occur again. EPA does seem satisfied with those additional safeguards, and this should resolve this issue. But there is that 40-day comment period, so possible that there's additional action needed after that.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agreement with the EPA. May I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Are there any additional board comments? Any public comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 21, I'd like to make a motion to approve the January open invoices. May I have a second?
So moved.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes. Item number 22, I'd like to make a motion to approve the January paid invoices. May I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Are there any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, will you please do the roll call?
President Moody,
Aye.
Vice President Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner Carter,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes. And then just before adjournment, I'd like to just make a quick announcement. We have the Citizens Academy starting this week. The 15th is the first day of the Citizens Academy, so I believe there's still limited space left. Oh, maybe not.
There is.
There is.
We'll give it a couple more days. It starts on Thursday.
So this is your last call. If you want to learn more about the township, just consider signing up and reaching out to the township for more info. So anything else? Thank you. This is meeting is adjourned.